Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to the Bourne franchise, where we are now on Bourne Legacy. Without Matt Damon, it is Jeremy Renner now playing the character of Aaron Cross. No good movie. No good movie. No good movie. No good movie. This is no spoilers. Spoilers for my ranking is gonna be, but this is probably the worst one. It was. Now I wouldn't say disappointing because I didn't have. I've seen this before back when I first got the movies. In fact, I had this on DVD at some point. My grandma gave it to me, and I never watched it. And then I got rid of it, and then got this collection. And yeah. So in the aftermath of what happened at the end of the previous film, the government is trying to get rid of anything that's associated with Treadstone or Blackbriar, were introduced to this new thing called Operation Outcome. Now, I watched a couple reviews, and I watched Chris Tuckman's review, Jeremy Renner's review, but in both of their reviews, they say that this is the same place that trained Jason Bourne. To me, it seems like a totally different third organization type thing, because the stuff that they're training to do doesn't seem like anything that Bourne has done. Like, they're on these chems, they call them. They're on like medication. There's physical ones and there's physical ones and there's mental ones. I don't even know the difference. There's mental ones and there's physical ones. And this whole movie is because Jeremy Renner needs more meds. That's basically what it is. Aaron Cross, his character, he's running from wolves, climbing over in mountains or hills or something, and he drops his chems. And so he goes to Oscar Isaac's character, known only as Number 3, and if you see this, okay, so you watch this movie, you're going to see there's something missing. Jeff Goldblum would be like, excuse me, there's going to be some action in your action movie. Hello? Hello? Yes? Because there's like nothing in this, really. There's like an explosion towards the beginning where Number 3 gets blown up. And then there's constant running. But then there's no real fight scenes till like the last quarter of the film, really. And it just kind of makes it. There's a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue. This movie is 130 some minutes. It's about 2.5 hours. It's a little long, a little boring, a little blah, 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 blah. Too much dialogue. There's, thanks. Edward Norton is the big bad villain in this. What's his name? I couldn't tell you. I just call him Edward Norton. Out of the 3 big bads that we've had, really, Abbott, David Strathairn's character, Volson, I think his name is. We'll call him Volson. Abbott, Volson, and him, Edward Norton. Edward Norton's the worst. He just basically sits at a desk the entire movie, putting out dialogue. There's no real scene with Jeremy Renner. There's a flashback, but he doesn't do anything. And then you have hints of the characters from the Bourne movies, Matt Damon said no to this movie, so you couldn't have it directly be a sequel. So you have Pamela Landy, David Strathairn's characters in the background, Albert Finney's character. They're cameos in this film, but they're not directly part of the film. You got new villains. It's like a Marvel reunion sort of thing before it even happened. You have Jeremy Renner, who's Hawkeye. Oscar Isaac is Number 3. Jeremy Renner plays the main character. Aaron Cross, who was Hawkeye. Oscar Isaac is Number 3 in this, and he was Moon Knight. You have Edward Norton. Edward Norton, who is the Incredible Hulk in the original Incredible Hulk movie for the MCU. Corey Stoll, who, by the way, his character in Ant-Man was Darren Cross. A little close. He was, that's 4. Rachel Weisz is here. I'm going to call that a connection, at least, because her husband is Daniel Craig. Wait, that's Bond. Who is married to Vision again? And don't say Wanda. The guy who plays Vision, Paul Bettany. Who's he married to? It's not Rachel Weisz. It's someone else, right? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Probably screaming at me in the comments. It's this person. I don't know why that never mind that part. But yeah, and speaking of which, Rachel Weisz is like discount Nikki in this movie. She's someone who worked for the company, who's now on the run with our main character, so she's basically Nikki. But she does more in one movie than Nikki's done in 3 movies, okay? I'm just saying she's with him throughout the entire movie. But, not much she can do. He's there to get his chems, and she has access to it. And then apparently there's a virus that was given to him so that he didn't need to take the physical chems anymore. But now he needs one, so the mental chems won't need to take them, because if you don't take them, it's like a withdrawals or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. This movie is not good. The action scenes, when you have them, they're fine. But it does seem like Aaron Cross, unlike Jason Bourne, is a little OP. Like, every situation he's in. Like, there's a scene where they're down underneath the bowels of a hospital, and there's like 4 or 5 guards there. Maybe about 3 or 4. 4 or 5 guards. Whatever, we'll say that. And he's trying to like lie to him, and he realizes it's not working. So instead, he just beats all their asses, and then they walk off. And it's like, there's 5 guys there. Like, Bourne could take them, but it would take a little struggle. He's just... Let's go. Bourne would take a little bit more time than that, He'd struggle. That sort of thing. James Bond would struggle with these 2. Vin Diesel and the Fast and the Furious would struggle with these 2. Well, maybe not past Fast 6, but you know what I mean. I'm just saying, there's believability, and it goes out the window here. And just, I don't know, it gets boring. I tuned out several times in this movie just because it was boring. I just didn't stop talking. Let's see some fight scenes. There's just running and talking and hiding and talking and some fighting, then talking and talking and talking and talking. It's just stop talking and it's fight. The fight, just kick someone's ass. When that explosion happened at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, all right, here we go. Here's the action. No more talking. We gotta talk about how that exploded and how it missed Aaron Cross. And now we talk about how we gotta find him. And where's the drone? We gotta find him. Let's talk about how we're gonna track him. Just and even the best part of this movie is the fact that they kept the song in. But do you remember how I said that in the first 3 films, that song was like a needle drop on the end of the film? Like in the first film, for instance, it was something. It was when he and Marie got met, back together, and it was like, and then the second one, it was that reveal that he is watching Landy, right? That whole, and then the third one, it was that he was still alive. Here, they just put it in because the other Bourne movies have it. Because the line that's given before that goes off, it's not a needle drop moment at all. They're on this boat in Manila, off the coast of Manila, apparently, trying to figure out where to go. And she goes, are we lost? And he goes, no, we're around here. She goes, oh, I was hoping we'd be lost. And she smiles. And then the music plays, and then he smiles, and I went, why is the music playing here? That's not a needle drop moment. The other three were needle drop moments. Well, more so the 2 and 3, but the first one kind of was a needle drop moment, but 2 and 3 was. This is just a bit of witty dialogue, and then we gotta play the song because the movie has to end with the song, and the song was the best part of the movie. And I love the song, you know. Oh baby, oh baby, I love that song. No, I've listened to it a lot. But yeah, this was generic action film with no action, basically. The last quarter of the film, you get action. You wanna know? I don't know. This was. Why did it have to be 2.5 hours? Everything was going to be a bunch of dialogue, and there's running, but to me, running's not action. You gotta have fight scenes. There's running. You know what I mean? Only thing they can. Tom Cruise is the only one that can make running action, because he's just power running, like in the Responsible 3, I think it is. Yeah, this was Jeremy. Okay, I'll say this: Jeremy Renner and Rachel Weisz were good. All right, they were good. But Edward Norton could have been good if he was given something to do. And then just to shove those characters from the other movies in there, just say, hey, look, it's in the same world. I don't know. This feels like a different script. A different spy script with a different organization that they're like, hey, why not? Matt Damon says he doesn't want to do another Bourne film. Paul Greengrass says he's out. We got this guy who wrote the other Bourne films, who wrote this script. Direct this script that you wrote for us, and we'll connect it to the Bourne movie so it makes money. And we'll just have cameos from the 3 villain characters from before. You get Albert Finney and Pamela Landy. I forget her name. Albert, Landy, and Strahan. And then it's part of the Bourne, because this organization thing makes people keep saying it's the same organization, but it can't be. Just the way they go about with the chems and everything, never mentioned before with Bourne. Nothing. There's nothing similar to what's going on with Jeremy Renner's character. There's no memory loss. There's no trying to pick up memories. He's boring in a way. He's just a guy who needs meds. That's it. There's nothing that. That just in fact, from what I read, you don't even need to watch this. You can go from the Bourne Ultimatum to Jason Bourne and not really need anything from this, I don't think. We'll find out when I watch Jason Bourne. So, in other words, the Bourne Legacy, it's not worth your time. No, it's not. It's no good movie. No good movie. No. So, yeah, I don't know. I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt. People were saying this was a bad movie, and it can't be that bad. Well, it's not terrible. It has its merits. Some good acting. When there is action scenes, they're done better than the shaky cam stuff. But still, it just nah. I can totally see why after this they scrapped the planned sequel to this, because this, like I said, it leaves it wide open. They're in the middle of a boat off the coast of Manila, and they're planning where they're going to go next. And you get the needle drop, whatever you call it, and that sets up that they're going to keep going with this, because this was their idea. Because Damon and Greengrass were done, so this was their idea to continue the Bourne franchise, and so they wanted to keep going. It's on a cliffhanger. I wouldn't have minded if they included Jeremy Renner's character in Jason Bourne or in a future movie even, but Matt Damon even says he doesn't think there's going to be another one. But in some way, some people say that Damon might overshadow him, that sort of thing, but I don't know. Even if they did the Dukes of Hazzard thing, where Jeremy Renner comes running in to a scene where he's rescued by Bourne, but he dies, and he and Rachel Weisz take up the rest of the movie. Jeremy Renner dies, Bourne takes up the rest of the movie with her, takes back over, and it's his again, like they did with Dukes of Hazzard when Coy Vance Duke took over, and then the pay dispute was done, so they brought back Tom Wopat and John Schneider, and they're all four credited in the episode that they come back in, but then it's just basically, oh, hey cousin, here's the keys to our car, vroom, they're gone, and it's the original Duke boys the rest of the episode. That's what they could have done, where it's like, oh, you can credit Jeremy Renner and Matt Damon being in the movie together. They're like a Duke from J. Joe Retaliation. When, hey, look, he's in this movie, and then he shows up at the beginning with Rachel Weisz's character, gets killed, and Bourne takes over. You could do that. You just see him on screen. Maybe have them fight side by side, and that's where Jeremy Renner gets killed or something. I don't think Jason Bourne fans would mind it. I probably wouldn't. Those who like the Bourne Legacy, if there were any, would probably not. I would like to see Jeremy Renner in more movies, but better movies. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, this was not worth your time. But yeah, one more left. So what are your thoughts on the Bourne Legacy? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.